We are to take one class today for the students of second semester. And you see, in second semester, we are to study two papers. Paper number 2.1 and 2.2. On your paper number 2.1 is Psychology of Adolescence. So, dear students and dignified teacher friends, this class is important not only for the students of undergraduate level, but for everybody else, for all who are studying education or who do have education for their study of different types of examinations, or for every teacher, maybe the teacher of art stream or science stream or commerce, or maybe the students of postgraduate level. The study of adolescence or the study of adolescence psychology has special importance. And today, simply we are to discuss the basics of this paper, and that's why this is a structural class for the whole course concerning to the process of development of human organism. Friends, today's class is adolescent psychology or psychology of adolescence, and let us introduce you all with the basics of the psychology of adolescence. And for this, what we have to do, we have to study the process of life of every living organisms of this universe. Because without making comparison of the processes of development of different types of organisms of this universe, it gets difficult to understand or have a clear idea regarding the process of development of this spatial stage of human life. So, we are to study the process of life of the living organisms, and we see that the life of living organisms is very fascinating. It means the life of all the living organisms of this universe, including the life of human organism, is very much attractive, because without understanding or having proper idea, clear idea concerning to the life of all the living organisms, we never can understand the specialities of our life, at the same time the problems which we do face in our day-to-day life. So friends, we can observe many attractive events in the life of the organisms. Once we become interested in studying or analyzing the life cycles or processes, you please try to observe the processes of lives of different organisms around you. And from such observations, certainly you will be able to realize the realities of dynamisms of lives of the living beings. So friends, by studying the life cycles of different organisms of this universe, we can realize the process of, dynamism of all the life cycles or life cycles of different organisms of this universe. And that's why this topic has special importance for the students as well as teachers of life sciences too, because they are to study the life processes of different organisms of this universe. And the teachers of botany and the students of botany, they are to study the life cycle or the process of, different senses of or the specialities of the life cycles of different plants of this universe. So friends, coming to the field of psychology, once we have to study about the specialities of the life of adolescence, we have to make systematic or scientific comparison of the life of human organism with the life of other living organisms of this universe. Let us come back to see it. Friends, basically, human life has two parts. Your life has two parts. One is the part before birth, and second is the second part, means after birth. Means after birth also there is a most important part of human life, and that part is not seen by anybody else, and that is the part when the child or you remain inside the mother's abdomen. Means the child remains inside the mother's abdomen. And friends, inside the mother's abdomen before birth, the child is to cross three specific stages. X and Y chromosomes, you know so much well. And with the process, natural process of mingling or mixing the X and Y chromosome, the concept is formed inside the mother's abdomen. And that's why before birth, inside the mother's abdomen, the basic stage of human life is the stage of conception. And friends, dear students, all the dignified participants, the stage of conception has special importance in the later part of human life, because what you are today, everything were determined when you were inside the mother's abdomen. Means in a particular moment when you as a cell, means the concept of you as a cell was formed inside your mother's abdomen. So the first stage is the stage of conception, and this stage continues for only 4 days. Since the moment of the mixing of X and Y chromosome till 4th day inside the mother's abdomen, that's the stage of conception. The second stage is the stage of embroy, E-M-B-R-O-Y, embroy, which basically begins from the 4th day of conception and continues till the 56 days of growth. 56 days means 8 weeks. The second stage from the day 4 or 4th day till 56 days, that's the stage. This is the process. So that's the stage of, you see, embroy, E-M-B-R-O-Y. On this stage is so much important, and there is diverse cell or cells, you see, take form inside the mother's abdomen. So friends, this stage has special importance. And the third stage is the stage of, you see, stage of fetus or fetus. Fetus is the stage which begins from the 56 days and continues till the day of birth. Means, you see, till the day of birth, just after 56 days, this is the stage of fetus, and as an average, human child remains inside the mother's abdomen for 266 days or 270 days. Some psychologists are of the opinion that inside the mother's abdomen, from the stage of conception till the time of birth, the child remains for 266 long days, or by some psychologists it is said that the time is as an average it is 270 days. So after that, birth is possible. This is the process, you see. You can understand how important the process of from the moment of conception till the moment of birth. This is the stage of growth. Friends, what you are today or what a human being becomes after birth is being determined, you see, during the moment of conception, and that's why this stage has special impact over the life or over the whole process of development of the human child. Let us go to the next slide so that we can come to know something about the total process. So you see, from this is the moment, second week embryo, third week embryo, fourth week embryo, fifth week embryo. This is also embryo cell, stage of conception. Then you see, here you see, this is fetal tissues, and development is possible, birth is possible. You are now an assured person, last stage of human life. Friends, the reality of human life is death. And the most important phase is birth, which is very much enjoyable because we cry in the moment of birth and our family members laugh. But at the moment of death, we do not know what happens, but our family members cry. So this is the reality of life, friends, and we have to die. That is the ultimate reality, and we have to realize this reality. And for, making your identity known, we have to be well concerned concerning to the, capabilities. See now, life cycle of human organs. What is your life cycle? This is you. This is. Now perhaps this one is your stage, and this is the stage of your teacher, and this is the stage of your father, and this is the last stage where you must have to have the support from everybody else, just like during your infancy, when you have to take the help of all the people around you, and in the last days too, you will be just like your nature will be, just like the nature of this little child. So friends, this is the total process, and this process has specialities, and for the realization of life, we have to realize the total process, or specialities and problems of each of the stages of our life. And adolescence is the stage when there is everything, means psychologically, means mentally, intellectually, and physically, total potentialities are there. And that's why this is one of the important stages of human life, and we have to study it. Because whatever we like to be, we have to be with the help of the use or development of all the potentialities which we do have during the stage of adolescence. Because this is the stage when we have to construct the foundation of our life. May it be the foundation of intellectual level, may it be the foundation of our social level, may it be the foundation of our political level, may it be the foundation of expertise in the field of economics, or may it be the foundation of in the field of science. Whatever it may be, we are to construct the foundation of our life in the stage of adolescence. So see, in case of the first portrait, means photograph was the portrait of male, and now this is female. This is. Now this one is. And this is the picture of your mother, and this is the picture of your grandmother. So you too will be grandmother, you too will be mother, you too will be like this, means wife of somebody else, mother of somebody else. And this is the stage of adolescence where you have less logic and more emotion. So friends, these are the physiological pictures of transformation of life of the human organism, and this is with the help of studying, or with the help of proper study or thorough study of the photograph, we can understand how things take place, how things sense in this stage, in the process of human life. Let us come to this is also another picture. Shadow picture. This is child, this is infancy, this is childhood. Means before birth we had 3 stages: stage of conception, then stage of embryo, then stage of fetus, then after birth is the beginning of human life, which is being seen by you. Second stage, this is the stage of infancy, which begins from the moment of birth and continues till 5-6 years of growth and development. This is the stage of childhood, which begins just after the completion of infancy, means 11-12 years of life. And thenceforth, this is the stage of adolescence, which begins just after the cross of 11-12 years, and it continues till 18-19 years. And this is the grown-up stage, which continues from 18-19 till 40 years. And thenceforth, this is the final stage, means mature stage of maturity. So friends, this is physiological, representation of the transformation, means physiological transformation of human life, which is to be well studied or analyzed by you all, so that you can have proper knowledge of human life. Now friends, before going to study about the stage of adolescence, let us see what does development mean. Friends, the term development is the noun form of the term develop. This term is originated from the French term developer. In your examination, it may be asked to write about the origin of the term develop, and then you have to write it is derived from the French term developer. So friends, in simple explanation, development means gradual growth It means gradual growth. In other words, development indicates gradual unfolding of qualities. Those are genetically or hereditarily handed over or transmitted to you all. You see, when you were inside the mother's abdomen during the moment of conception or the concept formation. The other term which is used to indicate the same meaning is growth. So friends, there is another term which is being also used in place of development, that is growth. Growth means there are slight or little differences between development and growth. Growth means growing or gradual increase or development. It means growth means growing or gradual increase or development, which I help you to see in the photographs. Development covers the total dimensions of growth. So friends, growth is gradual increase, but development means the total development means it means the totality of everything else. On the other hand, growth indicates a specific aspect of development. Growth has, you see, a little bit, growth has the extension or the area of growth is to some extent limited, but development covers everything else. Let us see the next slide. You see, factors influencing development, we are to study it because we are to understand adolescence in proper manner. And for understanding that, we are to know what does growth mean, what is development, and thenceforth, what are those factors which do have specific influences over the process of development. There are two primary factors, friends. One is heredity, means genes or genetic influence, and the other is environment. You know that environment means the totality or the total surrounding, and heredity means the genetic history, and that's why which play vital roles. These are the two most important factors which play so much important roles in the process of development. There is originality in you, means you acquired or you got all capabilities with the help of the influence of the genetic history when you were in the stage of conception. And your development, the total changes or transformation is possible only with the influence of the environment. So friends, we can very simplify the explanation this way that so for the psychophysical means psychic means mental and physical means physiological capabilities and qualities are concerned, hereditary influence or genetic influence has spatial speciality, and so far the process of socio-political as well as economic aspects and areas as of behavior are concerned, these are determined by the influence of the environment you live in. So friends, these two factors play vital roles in the process of growth and development of the human side, means of you all. The term heredity, once you are to study it, then you will see that it is originated from the Latin term hereditas. You may be asked, from which term the term heredity has been derived. Then you are to write it. It is being derived from the Latin term hereditas, which means heirship, means possession. Heredity in Greek means the passing on of physical or mental characteristics from one generation to the other, to the next. It means the genetic history. It means the genetic history behind you, which determines the psychophysical qualities of the living organism. So friends, try to understand yourself that you are representing many generations, and all qualities you do possess today are genetically transmitted or were genetically transmitted, given to you with the help of the natural laws of the universe. And the development, in the process of development of your capabilities, genetic capabilities and qualities are being determined, means these are dependent on the influence of the environment. So friends, you never can negate the influence of the environment. Whatever you are today, you are with the help of the influence of the environment you are living in. and with the help of the hereditary or the genetic capabilities, you are becoming what you are today. So friends, these are very much important. Our psychological quality means mental capabilities, our physiological capabilities and characteristics are determined by the help of the genetic transmission or influence. And that's why you know that just after the birth of the child, it is generally said somebody will come, means your grandmother may come, or you have heard that your grandmother will come and say that your nose is just like the nose of your forefather, means your grandfather. Your eyes are just like the eyes of your mother. You see, your facial appearance is just like the appearance of your father. So friends, you are representing, you are the mirror where the reflection of many generations are being reflected or seen. Let us see the next slide so that we can realize how heredity and environment influence. I again am to repeat before you that so far the physical as well as mental means psychophysical capabilities, power, capabilities and qualities are concerned, it is genetic influence. It is the heredity which has potential impact over you. And so far you see political behavior of you are concerned, means your behavior, if you are right or if you are wrong, if you say good things, if you say bad things, these are because of the influence of your own environment. So friends, this is how things happens, how you see development takes place. This is very important diagram where this is genetic capabilities and these are you see covered by the environmental segments or environmental influence. So friends, let us see the next diagram, general characteristics of development, because without knowing about the general characteristics of development, you never can realize or understand the specialities or characteristics of the stage of adolescence and the problems of adolescence. And if the problems of adolescence and the specialities of adolescence are not well understood, then we cannot, you see, impart proper teaching in the classroom situation so that they can become proper human resource or resources for the transformation of own nation, own society, own family, own society, own state and own nation. So friends, let us see the general characteristics or specialities of the process of development which covers the total dimension of transformation of human mental level as well as physical aspect. From the point of view of development, different individuals manifest different characteristics. All are not same. Very simply, all are not same. As there are individual differences, you and me, we are not same. Even you are the only person, you will not find a person like you in this universe. And it's all the more than 700.50 crore people in the global society, in the global, amidst the nations of the globe. So friends, there are personal differences, individual differences. So the developmental process also manifests differences. So friends, developmental process of all the persons are not same. So in the classroom situation, without having proper concept concerning to the process of development, once we teach 200 or 300 students at a time, then we are doing injustice because we are failing to realize the capabilities of all the students who are sitting before you and me as teachers. Means they are not same. They are individually, they are personally different from their intellectual capabilities, from their mental properties as well as from their physiological capabilities. And that's why our common approach never can help to develop all the human attributes for helping our students become using proper human resources. And that is one of the very critical problems in the field of higher education. So friends, if there are individual differences, and these differences can be noticed either in physical or in mental dimension or sometimes in both. Means in physiological parameter or aspect, we can find or notice the development or you see differences either, or in physiological aspect also we can see differences, or in both we can see it. Without understanding the physical and mental differences, you see particularly from the point of view of various qualities, it becomes difficult to impart education in a systematic way. Why education fails? Because we fail to understand, realize the capabilities of our students. We do not care about the psychophysical capabilities and specialities and potentialities of our students. And without counting their individual differences, in a common approach, we try to disseminate or transact whatever idea or contents of teaching we are to transact, we do it in the classroom situation. And that's why a common lecture a common approach never can satisfy all the mindset of all the students with whom we teachers are to deal in the classroom situation. And in case of you too, means the students, you are to realize that you should not compare yourself with other people, because you are the only person in this universe who has some special, unique psychic and physiological capabilities and specialities, and this should be taken in, count at the time of judging yourself or at the time of calculating or studying the specialities of the stage of adolescence. The common and general lesson on significance of physical and mental development. These are the some common and natural or general nature of physical means physiological and mental means psychological specialities of development. Developmental process is influenced by two important factors. They are the hereditary or genetic factor and the environmental factor. Thus, development is the process which is determined by the hereditary and environmental factors of an individual. The henceforth, development includes both the innate and acquired. Innate means transmitted genetically, inborn, and acquired means learned. We learn so many acquired behaviors of the human being. The hereditary or the genetic factors determine the innate behavior. It is hereditary which determines the innate means inborn capabilities of yourself, and with the help of the use of all the innate potentialities, you develop other behavioral patterns or capabilities. On the other hand, the environmental factors determine the acquired behavior of the organism. Whatever you have learned, all are environmentally determined. With the help of the innate potentialities, the human organism interacts with the environment. Innate potentialities means innate capabilities means inborn capabilities are the crude capabilities with the help of which you face or different challenges or problems of your life, and with the help of the development of all the inborn capabilities, you become what you like to become, or you are what you are today. Friends, this interaction results development. With the interaction means with the help of the genetic capabilities or the capabilities which is being transmitted with the help of the influence of the hereditary history, we develop all the capabilities in the environment. So friends, these are two factors with the help of which the process of development of human organism is being determined. And once we are to study about the life or the process of development of the stage of adolescence, we are certainly to understand whatever the specialities of the genetic factors or how genetic factors or hereditary factors influence human life. At the same time, what are the impact of environmental conditions or factors? Hereditary factors or the genetic factors. This one is third. See, hereditary factors or the genetic factors determine the psychophysical qualities and specialities. On the other hand, environmental factors determine the socio-political habits and attitudes of the human side. Means I told you, so far the mental and physical qualities of the human being means of you are concerned, those are genetically given, transmitted, and so far your behavior, maybe your social behavior, maybe your political behavior, maybe your cultural behavior, maybe your economic behavior and habits and attitudes, these are totally learned attitudes, acquired attitudes and behavior, and these happen in the environment because of the influence of the environment. Whenever the hereditary or genetic or the innate potentialities are molded according to the needs of the environment, we call it development. So friends, what is development? Development is the transformation of all the genetic capabilities, you see, considering the influence of the environmental segments or factors you are living in and your pattern of behavior or senses. For this, education has special roles to play. Education means whatever your subject may be, it does not mean that only the subject of education, why you need education, why you are to study in colleges, or why you are to go to university, why you are to scrutinize the impact of your life over yourself, because these are means the total transformation of your capabilities are possible only with the help of the process of education. Let us now see development. D1 is development is a continuous, comprehensive and long-term process. I help you to realize the concept with the, you see, by observing the photographs. We can find out the starting point. We know the starting point. When you see, when you were born, that is being known. But when you will die, you do not know. So we can know the starting point, but cannot easily find out the ultimate target of life, because that is not well realized. It is not fixed. It is not being well realized or understood by human being. We can know the past, but we do not know what will happen just after this, or just after today, or just in near future. It proceeds but never stops. Development proceeds, go on, it never stops. As a result of this specificity, it gets difficult to demarcate the beginning and the ending of the process of development. The process of beginning and the process of end of development never can be determined, because these are very much complex processes and these are very much dynamic processes, and for the realization of the specialities of all the processes, we are to thoroughly scrutinize the life cycles of yourself, means of the human organism, as well as the life cycle of other living organisms, beings and things of this universe. Let us see the next picture. Friends, there are different dimensions of development. Different dimensions are there. Now physical, we see you were a little child and today you are grown up people. Mental, you could not utter a single word, but today you can speak, or we can give logic in many areas. Emotional, you never can know to express your emotion. Simply, just after seeing your mother you can laugh, but today you can express your emotion. And in social area, these are the dimensions. In society, you do have, you see, very important say today, because you are very much conscious today concerning to the status in society of yourself. All these four major dimensions, these are the four major dimensions. Physical, once we are to discuss the stage of adolescence, we are to see that this is the stage of, you see, speedy, high development of physical capabilities. Adolescence is the stage of quick and, you see, very speedy development of mental capabilities. It is the stage of emotional development, and adolescence is the stage when social development takes place so much speedily. So friends, these are the four dimensions about which we are to know so much well for knowing about the spatial characteristics of the stage of adolescence. All these four major dimensions or aspects or the areas of development have close relationship. Everything means one of each. If physical development has link with mental development has link with emotional development, and with physical, mental and emotional development, social development has close associationship or close relationship. There is no uniformity of rate and speed of development among all the factors or aspects in all individuals. Means physical development, in case of, if your physical development, my physical development differs. Your mental development, my mental development differ. your emotional development, my emotional development differ, your social development, my social development differ. So friends, in this process of development, there is no uniformity. You never can compare your development process with the process of your friend. But we commit mistake at the time of assessing our life, that we say that he is so and so, why you cannot be? You never can become what your parents expect to become. You can become if you become mindful towards the original capabilities you possess and become sincere at the time of considering the influence of the environment over your process of growth and development. There is no uniformity at all. In each of the persons and among all the factors or aspects, there is a cyclic order which maintains the rate and pace, speed and rate. I showed you, I helped you to see the photograph. You see things are quite different. You see there is no assimilation, resemblance. Once we compare the process of development of one person with other. Dimensions of development. What are the dimensions? Z is the process of development differs from sex to sex. Means in case of male and female, that is, it means male and female. Our common sense helps us to observe and determine that the pace and rate of development in girls move faster than the boys by about 2 years. Same means if the birth time is same, then also 2 years there is quick development in case of girls, because there are no resemblance. Girls differ in once it is being compared, 2 years differences. It may be asked in your examination, what are the time range of the differences between the process of development of girls and boys. You can write this. Though development is a natural process, education and training can accelerate it. Friends, as the process of development is being given extra power, extra capabilities or influence with the help of the environmental segments or factors. So friends, with the help of training and education, we can accelerate, we can make the process of development very much speedy. So why we need education? We need education for accelerating the process of development. Why we need education? For accelerating the process of total transformation of our human attributes which were being transmitted with the help of the genetic influence or hereditary influence. So friends, adolescence is one of the most important stages of human life, and for understanding the stage of adolescence, we are to understand the total process of development. And we see that before, two parts are there. One is before birth, another is after birth. Before birth, 3 stages are there, and after birth, 4 stages. The stage of infancy, the stage of childhood, the stage of adolescence, and the stage of adulthood. These are the 4 stages of growth and development. Adolescence is this 3rd stage, and it manifests many specialties and problems in life, in the life cycle, in the life state. And that's why we are to study, we are to be so much conscious about the specialities, about the problems of the adolescence, and accordingly we are to deal with. So this much today, and in our next class I will discuss you completely what is the stage of adolescence, how we are to define it, what are the specialities of the stage of adolescence, what are the problems of adolescence, what the adolescent expect for turning or for transforming their capabilities, what roles they want to play in the society. Everything will be discussed in this 2nd class. This is the background class. This is the initial class where simply the specialities of the process of development has been expressed before you, and you were to study everything else. So thank you so much. You study it, and in our next class I will discuss the other things. Thank you.